this, and no matter what you say or do, no matter how right you are, when it comes down to the Constitution, they don't want to put somebody on a program like Meet the Press who's going to stop and say, wait a second, where's that in the Constitution? It's just this sort of generational regurgitation of scholarly interpretation based on ideology that the General Welfare Clause just frees the government to do whatever it thinks is right for the quote-unquote people. Yet, and again, I don't need to beg my way onto anyone's program. But I would simply say, where does the federal government have the power to tax a person for another person's purposes? Where? Where do you find that direct power in the Constitution? Well, it's the General Welfare Clause, and it's generally accepted, and we've always... No, hold on a second. That's not the concept of the rule of law, my friends. I would be as civil as I could if I was sitting on one of these roundtables on Meet the Press or Face the Nation or, for a lesser extent, Real Time with Bill Maher. The rule of law is not things generally accepted. That's culture. Culture are things that are generally accepted. The rule of law is not based on things that are generally accepted or interpreted. They are ironclad. There's a reason why if you read Article 3 of the United States Constitution, there are no interpretive powers. The founders didn't lay out a constitution and say, all right, there it is. And you know what it says? Whatever you people think it says. They ratified an ironclad document. And then you get this other moronic liberal line. Well, it's so complicated. Nobody knows what it really says. Maybe you don't know what it says. I know what it says. I know exactly what it says. You know how I know? Because I read it. It's not that difficult. Honest to God, it is not a difficult document to read. It's fairly simple, actually. Here are the things the government can do. Here's a whole bunch of things they can't do. If it isn't mentioned as the thing they can't do it. Well, who can do it? Well, the states can do it. What if the states can do it? Well, the counties can do it then. What if the counties can't do it? Then you can do it. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. But I'm a research fellow at Princeton University, and, it's just always been accepted. The General Welfare Clause empowers the federal government. No. If the founders didn't even give the Supreme Court the interpretive power over the Constitution, where along the way did you get it as a professor at any university for that matter? You don't have it. It's not a held power. For the government to say to person A, we are going to extract resources from you for reasons beyond the Constitution, and then we're going to bestow those resources on another person, is slavery. No, it's not. Swing low, sweet chariot. It's not slavery in that we're taking people and sticking them in burlap sacks and making them pick cotton. No, it's not that slavery. But it still is slavery. The government compelling one person to produce for another person is slavery. Because you can't reject government because government has an exclusive monopoly on force. You cannot compel a man to serve another. That compulsion is the basis of slavery. 1% taxation, 15% taxation, community service without crime. Doesn't matter what it is. It's still slavery. But this would sound insane to a panel with David Gregory, Rachel Maddow, Eugene Robinson, what's his name, Chuck Todd, and Ezra Klein. You have no credibility. I have no credibility. All I'm asking, simply, sirs, Maddow, you too, just for the love of God, or the love of whatever you pray to at the end of the day, before you stick a gun in my face and tell me my obligations to the others in this country, show me what law you're enforcing. Show it to me. When a police officer pulls you over, they can't go, well, you were speeding. Well, what was the speed limit? Doesn't matter, you were speeding. That's why we have posted speed limit signs. When you go whizzing past that sign that says 65 miles an hour and you're doing 90, you were clearly stated the law as you went by that sign. All right? Vroom. Boo! You know why I stopped you? You were speeding. You can't say to the police officer, I didn't know I was speeding. Yeah, a quarter mile ago, I tracked you going past a 65 miles an hour sign, 65 mile an hour sign doing 90. You clearly were given the law. Okay, that's ironclad. That's the speed limit of this road. It is not subject to negotiation with the law enforcement officer. He writes you a ticket, you can plead your case in court. That's how law works. 65 speed limit. You're doing 90. You can't have unposted speed limit signs and just the police officer says, well, I think you're going too fast. I mean, I think the speed limit around here is 35. That doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. You can't, you just, the round table, we've all just decided that general, that's the insanity that this country is living with right now. Because you have 535 people holed up in Washington, and then you have all of these academics who advise them who are all saying the same thing. I heard Donna Edwards once say that. Well, I'm one of these people that believes. Who cares what you believe? I don't give a damn what you believe. I want to know what you can prove. I don't give a bleep, 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 bleep what you believe. Show me what you can prove. Prove it to me that it's in the Constitution. If it isn't in the Constitution, then it isn't in the Constitution, and that congressional pin of yours doesn't change it. You don't have that power. It doesn't exist. You are ordering me about with guns based on fiat. You want to know why there are so many Gadsden flags rising up in this country? That's why. You want to know why people fear big government? That's why. Finally, it seems like other people are figuring this out. Andrew, why are you so angry? I'm not angry. I can't deliver this program in the NPR monotone because I don't want to put you to sleep and have you crash your car or bang your head on your keyboard at work. 1-866-95-PATRIOT. This is the Wilkow majority. We are right. They are wrong. That is the end of the story, and the arguments cannot be broken. I'll get all the calls next. Sirius XM Patriot.